A very good Wednesday morning and happy hump day to everyone out there. Landon here in the driver's seat, bringing you your latest weather and night forecast courtesy of On Target. Similar setup early this morning to what we had this time yesterday. We have got this low pressure system churning around here right along the east coast. You can see some of this cloud cover is working off here to the west here, working into our vicinity. It's going to be much of the same as we work throughout the day. It looks like we will be drier. Despite this subtle boundary that is located here across the region, you can see that dashed brown line there. We are going to be lacking in the moisture department significantly. So those few of us that hit the storm relay yesterday looks like we'll be drying out as we work and we progress throughout or Wednesday time frame. Getting a look over the D93 Skycam downtown Bowling Green. An immaculate view of a beautiful sunrise early this morning. Got some of the wispy clouds still located over in that area. Taking a look over our WPBM Skycam overlooking Barren River Lake. We got the cloud deck that's right there looking off to the east. That's where we were just looking at live on the satellite view of the mid and high level clouds that are churning over in our direction. Taking a look over at the latest in terms of what we are experiencing on the current observation front. It is absolutely wonderful out there this morning, even a little bit cool and crisp. Got readings down the mid-50s, both the temperature and dew point department. Folks, it's going to be another day of the large temperature, diurnal temperature swings, that is. We're going to be looking at roughly a 30-degree differentiation by the time we roll into the peak heating of this afternoon. We're going to be pegging highs once again on either side of the 90-degree mark, all right? So let's jump over here. Let's take a look at the latest model guidance. We'll give you the full breakdown. First and foremost, we're going to take a look at these temperatures. We work into this afternoon, as promised. We'll be right around that 90-degree mark. Either side of that, as a matter of fact. We continue on into our Thursday time frame. It's going to be the same song and dance, sending highs right up to around the 90-degree mark yet again. As we get to our Friday, you can anticipate much of the same. The good news coming along with these abnormally warm temperatures for this time of year is in the dew point and in the humidity department. We're going to keep things comfortable. Take a look at these dew points, hanging out around the upper 50s, lower 60s this morning, but as the day wears on, we're going to look at these dew points plummet down between the low and mid 50s as we work into this afternoon. Going to stay locked in there as we work throughout our Thursday, and then work into our Friday. We're going to be down to the 40s at times, so we're going to be staying exceptionally dry with low humidity out there despite the heat and all that sunshine that we're going to be dealing with here for the foreseeable future. Landon, when are we finally going to see a break in the pattern? My friends, I'm glad that you asked. Let's give you the breakdown. We got this low pinwheeling off the East Coast we were just looking at. We got another one digging in here across the central and the northern plains. Got this Suedo ridge that's building in here in between them. That's going to shift eastward as we work throughout the day. Continuing on into our Thursday and Friday, and folks, this is what's going to be responsible for a continued dry forecast. You will notice we work into the Friday evening on into our Saturday. That upper ridge right here is finally going to slide to the east. We're going to have this open wave and this little lip of low pressure trying to track in here out of the north and west. But as we get late into the day on Saturday and Sunday, you see where that trough is carved out nicely right there with that curved isobar. We are going to be having just enough lift present across the region that we could get some isolated to widely scattered hit-miss showers out there, maybe a stray storm. And unfortunately, throughout the weekend, it looks like any rain chances should remain rather light. As we roll into the new work week, it's going to be much of the same. And then by the middle of the week, we get this large area of low pressure that's going to dig in here right across the central plains, and as it does so, this is going to be setting us up for our next opportunity for the first time in a long time as some significant rainfall. Now, folks, keep your fingers crossed. We're over a week out from this, so hopefully model guidance holds and maintains. But if this low pressure system wants to get pinched off here and pinwheel We're going to be looking at counterclockwise flow, drawing up that moisture out of the Gulf and out of the deep south. This is going to generate the opportunity at continued rounds of showers and storms from roughly Wednesday of next week, roughly a week from today, on into the weekend to follow. Again, folks, some wishing going on here with us being in voodoo country over 7 days out. But if nothing else, models have been in somewhat of agreement here over the past 2 to 3 days that this is going to come to fruition. Let's mirror this. We're looking at 18 to 20,000 feet up above our head right now. Let's mirror that with what's going to go on at the surface. With the ridge building in here, we're going to remain bone dry throughout today, all the way through Thursday, all the way through Friday, as you can see here. Then we get into the weekend. We got the opportunity Saturday on into Sunday of some widely scattered activity trucking east into the region. It's not going to be anything widespread, but you will note these scattered light showers, maybe a stray storm there for us to be delivered here in the Sunday time frame. And then we roll into the new work week. That trough's going to be driving down here with that pinched off low pressure system out of the northern plains. We get better chances of showers and storms, and that continues. Again, here we are looking at Wednesday. Here we are getting into Thursday, Friday, on into the weekend. You get the idea, folks. We could be looking at numerous rounds of showers and storms across a 4 to 5 day period. And with the drought conditions that continue to expand across the region, hopefully this does eventually come to fruition. All right, jumping back over here, let's get a gander out to the tropics. We do have Tropical Depression 7 that has developed. If you were watching here over the past few days, yesterday the National Hurricane Center had a 90% probability of that tropical wave developing, and it has done so. It's expected to become a tropical storm by the time we roll into early Thursday morning, and then becoming a hurricane by late in the weekend. That remains to be seen if it's going to be bringing any additional threats to the U.S. mainland. But right now, well off of the East Coast, and we will take all that we can get. Rainfall forecasts over the next week, not ideal. What's going to come after the week, however, is what we're keeping our close eyes on. This is valid through Wednesday morning of next week, over the next 7 days, so 7 a.m. It's not going to be until Wednesday afternoon on into Thursday, Friday, and the weekend that pinwheeling low could result in some much-needed rainfall across the region. As promised, folks, we are in a drought scenario, and we desperately could use some water on the ground. Full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast today, tomorrow, and Friday, and through most of Saturday. We should be dry for the most part. Highs located around the lower 90s each and every afternoon. Pop-up shower, maybe a stray storm arrives Saturday night, continues on into Sunday and Monday of the new work week. You will note temperatures coming down a tad there with more cloud cover and rain chances present. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Wednesday morning hump day edition of your Weather or Not forecast, presented by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other.